Good evening. This is the Vsb Tv 11 News for Thursday, May 8th. I'm Peter Cattell. Our top story. Alarmed at the threat of violence from motorists being directed at its staff following the controversial ruling that clamping was illegal, the City of Hamilton tonight issued a strongly worded warning to anyone who disobeyed the city regulations. It claimed that it was in no different position than an ordinary landowner who charged for parking on his land and imposed rules for its use, which were clearly publicized and could include clamping and towing away. Anyone damaging the clamps or threatening the staff would, said the corporation, be the subject of vigorous legal proceedings for damages and other remedies. Home Affairs Minister Michael Fay came out strongly today in defense of the OBA government's exhaustive job creation policy, itemizing the $1 million investment that the Workforce Development Department had made in young Bermudians looking to qualify in numerous professions. But he was critical of those unemployed or underemployed Bermudians who refused to register or seek further qualifications, despite the clear evidence that the jobs that required most work permits were no longer at entry level.
To date, we have 1,300 candidates and 314 employers signed up on the Bermuda Job Board. There is still an opportunity to reach far more individuals, and we encourage those who may not have access to a computer to visit the Department of Workforce Development so we can lend our assistance in getting you signed up and back to work. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I've outlined demonstrates to date that this government has invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in the training, education, and preparation of Bermudians to ensure they are ready for this current job market. And if there's one thing I wish to highlight for those young people looking to study abroad, I strongly encourage them to consider entering those areas of study where we have overwhelmingly high numbers of guest workers in those fields, such as accountancy, nursing, and other areas in the international business sector. We are a global marketplace, and we need qualified Bermudians to step into these roles. Additionally, we recognize that some individuals may not take advantage of such opportunities because employers are looking for people with experience. In that regard, I can confirm that we are in the process of drafting a policy to ensure that certain job categories with high work permit numbers must take trainees with relevant qualifications, but Bermuda, you must do your part and get qualified. We also acknowledge the hard work and dedication of those currently in the workforce, and we recognize that there continues to be unscrupulous practices in some areas and with some rogue employers. To that end, we are continuing to actively investigate a number of areas where employers are taking advantage of staff, particularly in the cosmetology or beauty salon industry.
Deke Copenhaver, mayor of Augusta, honeymooned in Bermuda and has been coming back every year since. But this time around, he has agreed to assist the island by sharing with the local creators of the Bermuda Community Foundation the Augusta experience.
Every city, every community, every country is trying to figure out, particularly after the recession, how do we do, philanthropy more effectively and more efficiently. So we're not, we're very much like Bermuda. We've been doing it since 1996, but the Community Foundation has been tremendously impactful in really helping with the philanthropic giving.
What advice would you give us?
Well, I would say, capacity building is key for your nonprofit network. It's generally, and I've spoken of this a lot, and you made mention when we spoke before coming on camera, that you often have people that are just spending all their time raising money and not out there and as much as they should be impacting the mission of the nonprofit. So to build capacity within these nonprofits, we have a program called the Momentum Initiative in Augusta that's an intensive 2-year program for our local nonprofits to build capacity, to establish strategic plans and business models. I think that's very, very helpful.
Now, the real target of all this giving is the poor, the people who have a need. I'm not so sure that we are reaching the people as much as we'd like to. Is this going to make it better?
I firmly believe it will, and we're still, this is a work in progress in Augusta, Georgia, but we have a 22% poverty rate, and we have the largest number of nonprofits per capita for any size in the nation. So we have an average of 9 not-for-profits per 1,000 citizens. The average nationally for a city of our size would be 5 per 1,000. So where is all the money going? That is something that we're still trying to figure out. How can you be efficient, effective, and impactful? So we've learned some lessons in Augusta that I'll be happy to share here, but I think a big part of it is just that capacity building.
The Bermuda National Trust's 3rd annual Earth Day video contest has been judged and the results released. And as a special feature, Vsb Television will be broadcasting the top 10 entries on Channel 11 at 9 o'clock tonight. The Trust's Executive Director, Jennifer Gray, says that all of the 20 videos showed creativity and an indication that our students are getting the message about saving the environment.
Our Earth Day video competition this year was very successful, Brian. This is the 3rd year that we've run this particular competition, and each year we get more and more entries. So we had 20 entries this year, which represented 85 students across Bermuda participating. Some did it individually, some as groups, so it was a wonderful, wonderful turnout this year, and we're hoping that this will grow and grow.
You see from this film if they're getting the message, don't you?
You really do. I think it's important for everybody to watch these videos because it actually shows us that the children of today are very much connected to their environment and to the issues of the day. I have to say that some of these videos were very innovative, but the big message was that these really are the future stewards of our environment, and they know. They have some pretty powerful messages that we should all listen to.
Yeah, and be slightly embarrassed by, I suspect.
And in cases be quite embarrassed by.
We can't get away with it, can we?
No, we cannot get away with it any longer. This is the National Trust's way to recognize Earth Day. It was something we wanted to do for Earth Day. But Earth Day, as we all know, is not just a one-day event. Earth Day is every day. But this day that we celebrate, and this particular competition, allows us to provide a catalyst for education, for action, for change in the environment. We're ever so grateful VSB is airing these videos because, again, I think everybody who watches them, the families, the children, the community, it will force them to think about something perhaps that they can do to make a change. And if everybody on this island made one small change, that huge difference would be seen by us all.
For the first time, the Planning Department has encouraged its Heritage Officer, Richard Laurie, to put together an open house tour of interesting and difficult-to-access public areas. So this Saturday between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., and for no cost, residents and visitors can visit any one of 7 properties, ranging from the National Museum at Dockyard and Westover Farm in the west, to the Anglican Cathedral in Hamilton and Devondale Trust property in Devonshire, and on to the Martello Tower and Fort St. Catherine. Mr. Laurie explains the concept.
This will be an opportunity for Bermudians and visitors to come and look at some of Bermuda's most iconic sites and gain access to some areas that normally they wouldn't have access to. So we've got a selection of 7 sites that we're starting off with this year from the length and breadth of the island, so starting off at Fort St. Catherine and the Martello Tower in the east. We've got the Devondale National Trust property in Devonshire, the Anglican Cathedral in the city of Hamilton. We've got Westover Farm in Somerset, and then Royal Naval Dockyard we have the National Museum and the Casemates Barracks site.
There's something special about Casemates.
Yeah, normally it's currently being, there's a restoration project that Dr. Harris and his volunteers have been conducting over the last few years. But we do have special permission to do a special tour at 1:30, meeting up within the site, to go from the National Museum site through across the Bastion Wall into Casemates and have full access to the buildings there, and in particular access to the a roof of casemates, and then you get some great panoramic views of the West End.
But apart from that, which is the only one with a time attached, anyone at any time between 10 and 4 can go to any of those 7 places and be welcome.
Correct. Yeah, and also there are no admittance charges for any of the sites. This is our partners, the National Museum, the Anglican Cathedral, and Fort St. Catherine and the Parks Department are waiving any admittance fees for that day. But yeah, in the East End, I mean, the Martello Tower normally isn't accessible, only by special appointment. That'll be open, and also Fort St. Catherine, I urge people to go there because Parks have done some wonderful jobs restoring these 2 sites with some new exhibits, and also restoring all the ordnance up there.
Save $2 on red ripe slicing tomatoes, only $2.99 per pound. Great on the grill, fresh Purdue chicken leg quarters, only $1.79 per pound. Multi-meal Tutti Fruttis or Apple Zing cereal, only $3.29 for a 12.5-ounce box. For your baking needs, Blue Bonnet margarine sticks, 1-pound box, only $1.69. Big savings of $1.31 on Libby's regular mayonnaise, 32-ounce jar, only $4.49. All stores open till 10 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Copyfax is Bermuda's authorized Samsung dealer. See a large range of Samsung color and black and white multifunctional machines, printers, scanners, faxes, and copiers, and all networkable. Copyfax has Samsung machines suitable for home, office, or any size business in an A4 format, taking up less room than other similar equipment. And replacement supplies are in stock for all of their Samsung products. Affordable shopping at Copyfax Limited, where service comes first.
The following vignette was taken from Bermuda 5 Centuries by Rosemary Jones and other local history sources, and is sponsored by Belco, the power to save, Lindo's, why go anyplace else, Gosling's, Bermuda Investment Advisory Services, and Colonial Insurance.
There are no newspapers, no telegrams, no trolleys, no trains, no tramps, no railways, no theaters, no noise, no lectures, no riots, no murders, no fires, no burglaries, no offenses of any kind, no follies but church, and I don't go there. You go to heaven if you want to. I'd rather stay here. Mark Twain's letter to a friend while visiting Bermuda, 1908.
St. George's Town is going to be doing what it does best on Friday night, when restaurants and shopkeepers combine to present a taste of Bermuda, in which the food dishes of past centuries, such as pork, chicken, and fish, are recreated in modern kitchens and presented in the town square at $10 a plate. Louise Tannock of Cultural Affairs describes the special evening's highlights.
We have this wonderful taste of Bermuda that will be taking place right in the square, the King Square in St. George's. But we ask that people park at Tiger Bay, and they walk through. And as they're walking through, they stop in at the World Heritage Center. And there we will have demonstrations and talks. If you don't mind, I check my notes. We have Llewellyn Hollis at 6:15, and he is talking about shark oil and shark hash. We have Stan Seymour entertaining. We have Joe Gibbons at the Tucker House talking about meals of yesteryear. Alan Pitcher talking about St. David's and the mullet roll that they harvested in those days. James Martinez also providing music with the steel pan. You get down into King Square, and there's the All Stars steel pan. We have the ducking taking place, the reenactments. There's old-fashioned children's games, and while all of that is going on, you can go down and purchase your plate and have a taste of Bermuda's foods.
At each restaurant?
No, everything's going to be right at the square. Yes, we have an old-fashioned stall, wooden stall, all decorated by Miss Ronnie Chameau, and the food will be right there served on the square. by the restaurants. And the restaurants that are supporting us with that food, with the food items, are Griffin's of the St. George's Club, Wahoo Bristol at, and you know they're famous for their fish. They're serving the fish. Griffin's is serving the roasted pig, and Tavern by the Sea is preparing the fowl, the chicken. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yep. And it's being served right on the square.
Few people remember that the Garden Club of Bermuda has been around for 93 years and has spun off such important organizations as the Bermuda National Trust and Keep Bermuda Beautiful during that time. It also laid on highly regarded homes and gardens tours for residents and visitors over a 50-year period, using the monies raised to fund scholarships that have changed the lives of hundreds of Bermudians. And that is why, as President Susan Conyers points out, this Saturday's May wedding celebration in and around Christchurch, Warwick, is so important.
We've been trying to do a one-day event now for the last few years due to the fact that it's more and more difficult to find individual houses to open. And so this event is really for our scholarship fund and community projects. We give away anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000 every year, but we have to make it first. If you look at our scholarship recipient list, there's people from all over Bermuda who have been part of it, from the park department to private sectors, and we are very happy to give scholarships to anybody who wants to study anything to do with horticulture and the related subjects, whether it be just a short course or a university degree. We've got people doing golf course management to flower arranging. A lot of the park department people are recipients of our scholarship over the years. We do have a website, which is www.gardenclubbermuda.org, which is a charity, and if you go on the website, the scholarship application forms are on there. Everything you need to know is on there.
Would you like to have more members?
We always want more members. The more members we have, the more the job gets divided up and it's not so strenuous on the core group.
What would you say was the central mission of the club?
Environmental protection.
Well, how well have you been doing with that?
Well, we do pretty well. We have a lot of, as I said, volunteers out there. We do courses, we give courses. We try and give back as much to the community as we possibly can. Our headquarters are in the Botanical Gardens, so we're very involved with the Ag Show. We supply stewards, judges. We write their schedule for their flower arranging. So that's another very big community effort that we do. We had, I think, over 60 volunteers working at the Ag Show this year.
So you're alive and kicking.
We're alive and kicking, yes. We have over 300 members.
Now, here's a look at the daily markets, presented by Bias.
Here are the daily markets presented by Bias. Global equity markets jumped on Thursday, lifted by supportive comments from central banks in both Europe and the United States. U.S. stocks fell, reversing gains earlier in the day as technology shares erased a rally to sell off for a third straight day. The S&P 500 fell 0.14% to 1,878. 5,000 shares of Keytech traded hands today. The price fell 3.03% to $8. 1,000 shares of Bank of NT Butterfield changed hands. The stock price declined 2.93% to $1.99. 1,900 shares of Keytech changed hands. European stocks climbed for the first time in 5 days after the European Central Bank President Mario Draghi said policymakers are prepared to take action in June. The FTSE 100 advanced 0.63% to 6,839. Asian stock markets rose on Thursday as upbeat Chinese data improved sentiment, while Nintendo pared early losses after its chief said it will plan to launch a console for emerging markets. Latin American indices were mostly lower, with Brazil's Vsb dropping 1.17% as raw materials producers and home builders slumped.
Delicious in the slow cooker, fresh XL pork shoulder roast, only $3.99 per pound. Save $4 each on whole seedless watermelons, $10.99 each. Save 85 cents on Heinz ketchup, 20-ounce easy squeeze bottle, only $3.29. The Snack for Life La yogurt, all varieties, only 99 cents for a 6-ounce tub. Save $2.30 on your choice of regular, diet, or zero Coca-Cola soda. 6 packs, only $4.99. All stores open until 10 p.m. for your shopping convenience.
You can count on us.
Help build a lasting legacy with the Bermuda Hospital's Charitable Trust. Support our hospital by purchasing a 4x8-inch brick for the Legacy Walkway. Your engraved brick will be predominantly featured outside the new acute care wing. You can customize your brick with a personal message, a tribute, names of family members, or even a special thank you. Call 295-2428 or visit bhct.bm to make arrangements for your legacy brick today.
Bermuda is an easy way to find great discounts while discovering fun activities to do in Bermuda. Discover the best spas, restaurants, activities, services, and shops at 50% off. Sign up to Bermuda and start saving today.
To celebrate Earth Day, the Bermuda National Trust, with the support of event sponsor Marshall Deal and Myers Limited, asked Bermuda school students to create videos highlighting environmental issues. Vsb Tv 11 is proud to air the best videos submitted on Thursday, May the 8th at 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. and repeated on Sunday, May the 11th at 8 p.m. Sponsored by Belco, Lindos, and Auto Solutions. People and Places with Charles Webb, Mondays in the Vsb Tv 11 Evening News at 7:30, 8:30 and midnight. Sponsored by Big Saving Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
The Bermuda National Athletics Association has announced the team that will compete in the inaugural IAAF World Relay Championships on May 24th and 25th in the Bahamas. Bermuda has entered a 4x800-meter relay team. More from team manager Dr. Freddie Evans.
The team will consist of Lamont Marshall, Trey Simons, Shaquille Dill, and Aaron Evans. Aaron recently ran a 147 and he's rounding out the shape. He's training in Oregon. He's doing well, so we expect him to be in pretty good shape and be able to deliver a decent time. Shaquille's running well. Lamont has been doing a lot of 1500s and miles trying to qualify for Commonwealth Games, so he has the endurance. And then Trey is coming back, and Trey has been very dedicated in training. So all in all, we have a dedicated team, young men who are going to work hard, and they should represent us well.
Yeah. Let's talk about the formats over there. My understanding from the press release is that it's going to be several races and not like the traditional track meet advancing to a final. How does it work and how does it go?
Well, we're all excited about the inaugural World Relays. It's the IAAF, and whenever they do track and field, it's awesome. What they're doing, Mike, is bringing the world together to run relay races. So in the 4x1s, in the 4x2s, and the 4x4s, they'll have preliminary heats and they'll advance and the best in the world will emerge. In races of longer distances, the 4x8s, the 4x15s, it won't be heats. You'll be segregated into sections or heats based on your submitted times. And out of those times, you'll run and the fastest time will be declared the winner. So, we have hard-working, strong athletes. Miracles can happen and we might reach the podium, but we'll represent Bermuda quite well, so I'm excited about that factor.
Right. Now, will we be going up against countries like Kenya and U.S.?
Yes, sir. We'll be going against the world. So
we're in the A division.
We'll be in the B division. But, again, it's time finals, so you go out and you put out the work and, miracles can happen. But, legitimately, we have 2 legs at 151, 152, and 2 legs at 146, 147, 148-ish. That makes you a very, very strong team. Kenyans will roll 4 guys at 146, and one guy maybe at a 143. So that's the time difference that you're looking at. The U.S. will have a strong team. Canada will have a strong team. England will have a strong team. Team out of Denmark, Troy Douglas's old team, they'll be quite strong. So, you know, it'll be good for our guys to be amongst those, the best in the world, and challenge and see what it's like.
For much more furniture, visit Bermuda's only Ashley Furniture Gallery. Big Savings Zone. You want the best? Forget the rest. For all your furniture needs, shop Big Savings Zone and support your local retailers. Have you ever ordered something online expecting it to be a certain price, but when it arrives it ends up being a whole lot more? Beware of those unexpected hidden fees. That never happens at Big Savings Zone. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Big Savings Zone at the end of Stocks Road, St. David's.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's VSB weather forecast. Temperatures today, we had a high of 72 at 3 in the afternoon and a low of 63 at 5 in the morning. Current conditions, 69 degrees, humidity 74%, winds northeast 5 knots, and barometric pressure is unsteady at 30.30 inches. Rainfall index for the month of May, 1.3 inches for a yearly total of 22.33. Yearly normal for this time, 19.32 inches. High pressure maintains fine and dry weather through Friday. A weak low then brushes the high to our north, introducing more cloud and some light rain or showers Friday night into Saturday morning. High pressure rebuilds thereafter, allowing further, mostly fine conditions to develop. Those of you who are traveling, Atlanta, mostly sunny, 83. Boston, mostly cloudy, 57. Charlotte, partly cloudy, 86. London, sunny, 64. Miami, partly cloudy, and 84. New York, 66, mostly cloudy. Orlando, 91, partly cloudy. Philadelphia, 75, mostly cloudy. Toronto, light clouds and 68. Washington, mostly cloudy, and 83 degrees. Back at home tonight, partly cloudy with a low near 65, winds northeast 5 knots, and then veering south-southwest 5 to 10 knots. Tomorrow, increasing cloud later, light rain or showers by late night with a high near 74, winds south-southwest 8 to 12 knots. Marine tonight, no warnings, seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet, seas outside the reef 3 to 5 feet, and the sea surface temperature is 74 degrees. Marine tomorrow, seas inside the reef 1 to 2 feet, seas outside the reef 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be at 11:20 in the morning, and high tide will be at 4:52 in the afternoon. And looking at the 5-day forecast, Saturday, cloudy start, occasional light rain and showers, clearing later, high near 75. Sunday, sunny periods with a high near 74. Monday, mix of sun and cloud, high near 75. And Tuesday, mostly sunny with light winds and a high near 75. Thank you to meteorologists tonight, James Dodson and Fred Briley. Thank you to everybody at the Bermuda Weather Service. I'm Rachel Sodden. Have a great evening.
Peter Cattell's attire courtesy of A.S. Cooper & Sons Limited.
Vsb TV 11, Bermuda.